Hi guys, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well in this cold weather. So cold in Joburg today. Um, and before we start, I'd like to make a few, disclaimers or a few announcements. Please pardon the noise that you might hear in the background, possibly because I am, babysitting today. So you might hear funny noises in the background. Please, uh, forgive me for that. Just bear with me. It's only gonna be for today, I promise. So yeah, um, I'm gonna I'm gonna take a different approach this week, or for this week's video, because I realized that um my videos are too long and our attention span is too short. Even in the analytics, you can see that people barely watch the video through. So what I'm gonna do is um or what I did was, like, I already analyzed the markets. I already analyzed my DXY, GBP, USD, but I haven't analyzed gold, right? So what I'm gonna do is just go through my analysis for the pairs that I've analyzed already, and then analyze gold with you guys. So that way we're gonna be able to cover everything in one video, and hopefully it's short this time. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. This is the DXY weekly. Um, these lines might look a bit messy right now because it's the 1 week, but let's focus here for now. Let's focus here for now. As you can see, um, those equal lows right here. I don't know if I'm forcing them. Um, but there's equal lows right here, right? Meaning there's like some sort of liquidity that lies below this line. And look at what happened with the third touch. The third touch faked out, to grab all the liquidity that was here and came back inside, right? And outside of this, we also have this range right here. Let me make the line red so that you see what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna be quick. So there's this range going on. And I believe that I still believe, even though it looks like there isn't much bias, there isn't much bias, and the sellers are strong to take price to the support of the range. I still believe that this is some sort of retracement. Price is still gonna go to the upside because this comeback right here was too strong. If you look at this comeback, you'll see that there's enough liquidity. There was enough liquidity from this area to take the market to this point, to this high, right? And I believe that right now price is still looking for liquidity, so that the move to the upside or the resistance is sustained, right? So the liquidity will be looked for around this area at this time. Let's go down to the one daily time frame. See, now I'm adding more stuff to the chart, making it look even messier. But anyways, what is this for? Let me remove the arrows. That's what the daily looks like. Let me remove this as well. Okay, as you can see in the red range, you can see that those resistance here, two touches on the resistance, two touches on the support. And right now price is pretty much in the middle, you know. And also if you notice, or you look closely, you'll see that there's a lot going on here. It looks like a consolidation phase, right? And obviously with such an area, there's a lot of liquidity there, because as soon as price came into this area, there was already equal lows that was formed, and there was already like a higher low right here. There was a higher low, which we use for, to identify or determine if we're in a uptrend still or downtrend. But then now, because this level was broken to the upside and price came around this area and still didn't break it to the downside, right? So we'd assume that, let me show you what I'm talking about quickly. I know it's gonna look dumb because it's on the daily, but on the 4 hour it makes more sense. Higher, low, higher, low. No, I'm tweaking. I'm sorry, yeah. Lower high. Sorry about that. Lower high, lower low. I'm so sorry about that. I know there's people who clicked off after that. They're like, man, what, right? So yeah, this trend, I would say, um, this area right here is still holding. What do you think? Right? Because price still respected it. I still look at it as some sort of like a retracement. It was broken. This is a retracement, and now prices drop into the area to retest again potentially, right? But then we don't know that yet, and it's not our place to say or to predict what the market is gonna do. Ours just to react, right? And besides all of that, we have a trend that has been or trend line that has been respected 2 times. I don't know if it counts if like the highs are too close to each other like this, but I feel like there's something to this line, right? 1, 2. Price tried to make the third touch, it didn't. But if you zoom in, you will see that there's another pattern. There was a pattern that formed that justified the drop that happened on NFP. And yeah, let me clear this up quickly. Let me leave this right. 4 hour. I hate the fact that my analysis looks messy already before we even get to the 4 hour. Okay. So this is how my 4 hour looks like. Let me remove this one real quick. Um, but then I might be onto something with these areas right there. These are the areas I marked in the weekly chart. I might be onto something with these right here. Price might come and tap here, just to grab the liquidity because as I said, as soon as the lower high is broken, the buyers are in. They're like, okay, this trend right here, well, it is already well on the 4 hour, it has already like been invalidated because if you look closely, the red line has been broken and a bearish pattern formed, around the area, which justifies the drop. This drop came from this correction. But I still believe that this area right here, between this black solid line and the red line, there's a lot of liquidity there. And the price is still not, I mean, it's not my place to say, or it's not like it's none of our business, because the markets don't care anyways. But yeah, let's just look closely, right? Let's just look closely. If it does, if this is really if this is really like a reversal, or like this is like the bears are taking control, I will expect, or I will need price to come retest here before it drops actually. You know, Never mind the trend line that you see here. Let me remove it for now. Um, Never mind. I'll need price to come here because clearly this lower high. Shh, hold on. Uh, Sorry about that, guys. So sorry. Uh, yeah, as I said at the beginning of the video. So where was I? This is probably like 20 minutes after because I had to go feed my sister and stuff. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at. If this move is really serious, if the price is really trying to uh you know go all the way to the support of the overall range, and then I'm gonna need a retest on the lower high just for price to show that it acknowledges this level because clearly this area is respected. Look at this resistance, it was broken, and support, and then it came support, it broke, came retested, broke, no, retested, right, and then dropped, even though the drop was not that significant because there was some sort of support right here. We got our double bottom, and then price broke the line or the lower high uh to the upside. It broke it again to the downside, right? It was totally disrespected in this case, but it was broken again to the upside, came back to retest a little bit, and then went to the upside, right? And then price has been like supporting this oh well, this area has been supporting price ever since, first touch, second touch, you know, all these touches on this line before price attempted to go to the upside, right? Um Now price is failing to make new highs, right? Price is failed to break these highs, and it tried, right? And then it reversed up there, and then it came back. You can say that um yeah, sorry about that, guys. It's just so yeah, this level is pretty significant. Hence I'm saying I expect some sort of a retest right here before price actually drops, if it's planning to drop. But as I said, us will just react to what the market does, because this could all be this could all be some sort of a retracement before price continues to go to the upside to complete the range, right? um let's see how price reacts if it happens to drop to this area now below the lower high, this area where I said there was a lot of liquidity, because there was a lot of uncertainty. There was like, it was just like uh war between the buyers and sellers. I don't want to spend too much time on this on the dollar, man. I don't want to spend too much time on the dollar. um so on the 1 hour, what I can say is like, can be your guide for now, is this trend line. We had our first touch, second touch. We'll see what price does when it gets to this line. But as I said, I'm expecting a retest somewhere here. So the trend line traders must be really careful. I mean, the touch might be significant enough to push the price down, right? At least to this level. Let me do this. At least to this level, because this is like a precise, not precise, but like, yeah, it is a precise price right here, where the market reversed before it attempted to go make new highs, right? So at least price must at least cover this, cover this distance from here to this support, and we will see from then what it does. But the best thing is just to wait, guys. I think this week is also like, full of events as well. I think CPI is this week. I might be lying, but like, I know after NFP week there's events after that, right? So price might actually give us a touch, maybe on the line, and then drop, right? Because it's already creating a support. If you look closely, we might get a support for a potential continuation pattern, something like this. I might be reaching with this one because it's still early, still the early stages, but let's expect, some sort of a pattern, continuation pattern, and manipulation on top of that, just for price to go now, take out the people who are going to enter sells at the touch. Obviously they're going to have their stop losses somewhere around here, which is also like, which also happens to be that level I was telling you about, the lower high. Hence I'm expecting sells to be from here, if price is really dropping, right? So the confirmation for us to say, okay, price is dropping or it's bearish, there's going to be some sort of a pattern, a retest, some manipulation around this area, some manipulation around this area right here before it actually drops, right? So watch out for that. Guys. Let's go to the GBPUSD real quick. I'm not gonna waste too much time on the GBPUSD. I'm just gonna start from the hour, because by now you get the gist of how I analyze and get these zones, right? I'm not gonna lie, with the GBPUSD, I feel like I'm forcing things with these patterns. And I feel like I'm being disrespectful to the market, trying to tell it what to do. But here's my analysis for GBPUSD. Let me go on the daily actually. I know it's gonna be messy, but it's gonna be a quick breakdown. Too many lines. So disgusting. You know, on the overall, we have how many touches? One. The overall trend, we have one, we have two. This two happens to be two also on the. How many lines do I have? It also happens to be two on the inside, the trending trends. So it also happens to be a second touch as well on the raising wedge on the inside, right? I know I've typed wait for sells here. That's because there's some sort of a trend line that has been respected. Let me go to the 1 week so that you can see what inspired that. Right, but then that's like a long term, that's a long term entry. Also, it has to be, there'll have to be like more other, more other factor that's going to support that entry. But here's a trend: first touch, second touch. The bullish, the bullish move to the upside makes sense in this case because we're saying, okay, maybe it's gunning or it's coming for uh a touch, that touch around this area right here, right? Which also happens to be like, a retest of this low, because this was a support broken, a young retest, and price has been dropping ever since. So I'm 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 expecting price to either reverse from here, maybe come for like a clear touch on this trend line, this uptrend line, maybe the third touch, and then go to the upside, or price just to reverse from here. But it wouldn't make sense for price to reverse from here because this is out of nowhere. Even if you look to the upside, I mean the left hand side, you will see that this is just out of nowhere. You understand? Price has already broken this line. It was a clean break and retest because it was support broken, resistance, the retest broken, retested, and then now it broke and then retested again, and it came back with the bullish candle, a crazy bullish run, um which we can say was was also fueled by NFP, right? So, but then still it failed to break the highs, it still failed to break the highs. So we'll just see what the market does. I mean, it's still Monday, so let's not be quick to, what am I doing? Let's not be quick to take our buys, but if price happens to be bullish for the week, um this is where I'm looking to enter my swing. And if I enter here and my I get all the confluences and everything, this might be a good swing trade right here. If I enter sales here and then drop with the markets, that might be a perfect a perfect swing trade right there. I don't want to make this long, man. Okay, so this is what we have on the GBP USD. Let me go to the 4 hour real quick. So as I said, the current holding resistance, the arrow, the dashed arrow, according to me, is out of nowhere because my significant zones is this line that price just retested, is this line right here, right? And it got retested, and then price is now bullish, right? My next significant area would be here, which happens to be a low, that was like a support and it was broken. Maybe we might come here for a retest, or all the way up here, the gray area, the gray area also meaning it's I would hate to use this term, but you will see that it's a point of interest, because there was, look closely, you'll see that it's a point of interest right here. You understand? That's what I'm looking at. So I'd expect price to respect at least one of these two areas right here, which I classify as significant areas because price did something. Price did something whenever it got to either of them, So but then for the week, because like analysis at the end of the day, like if you don't, you also still have to get an entry. It doesn't matter how much you see or what you see or whatever, you still have to get an entry, right? So as we might see, this line right here as a resistance line, right? It was a resistance price broke below, and then it was a retest, which made it a resistance level. Dropped, and then came again with the fake out or with the wick, around this area, right? And then it dropped again. But then this time when it went strongly, right? It broke strongly, with the huge candle, came back with the retest. We can clearly see the impulse and correction, guys. So I'm expecting buys. I'm expecting buys to come in around this area because it's justified. This is a flip zone, right? Flip zone meaning it was a resistance. Now it's a support. It's also supported by this mini trend line on the inside. Let me remove this one because it makes my chart look dumb. Let me go to the 1 hour so that you understand. I don't want this to take long, and I want this to be a short video. Right, and if you ask yourself what this area is, this is just like a price action that took place on Monday, last week Monday. So just to get the gist of what Mondays look like, I just drew this right here just to not get my hopes high, because also important for you to try and analyze or assess the you know the intensity, right? The intensity of the movement you're expecting, and also look at, okay, if I'm expecting this move to happen, does it make sense for this type of move to happen on a Monday? How much does the market move on Mondays? So yeah, this is what happened last week Monday, and as you can see, it wasn't that much. I mean, price was dropping from what time? 7 a.m. until it dropped for 2 hours, I guess, until 9. From there, it was going up, right? It made its lows at around 9, 10, and then from there, it was going up. So I don't know what that means. Is like just gather as much information as you can. But yeah, this is what my GBPUSD is looking like. I don't know what this line represents, but you can see it was a support. It was broken, a retest or a resistance. It was also tested again for the third time, dropped, and then again it came for a touch. It dropped, but the drop was not that brutal. Price came here and then started going to the upside, right? So now I'm expecting price to go through some type of manipulation when it gets here, because there's a lot of liquidity. There's a lot of people who see an opportunity around this area. Some might even think price is about to drop because it's the third touch, and look at these candles. These candles look like they saying, okay, the sellers are strong. The sellers are in control. And as I said, this might be what people are saying. I mean, I might be one of them, so that if sales happen, I'm not surprised, right? But by logic, or by the principles that I've been laying out, um uh, when I started analyzing, even from the dollar, because that it has to make sense. The dollar and the GBP USD or gold, it has to make sense. They need to correspond. If the dollar is going down, GBP USD must go up, right? So here's another confluence you might want to use, right? I know some of you might be comfortable with this line that I just drew. If it gets broken, you understand that, okay, the bulls are in, right? But if you're trying to buy here, make sure that you can withstand the pressure, because it's still early in the week and it's early in the day as well, right? So first touch, second touch, this is an obvious entry. You're gonna get manipulated. Obviously, you might get a fake out, when 3:30 or when New York Open happens. You might get a fake out, and then the buyers might come in after that, right? Or we might just get a whole lot of consolidation around this area before price actually picks its side. But this resistance right here is not significant enough to reverse the market. I'm not gonna lie to you. So hence I'm more biased to the buy side than the sell side. Just pay attention, guys. Look closely, and if your trading plan and your trading rules, support your entries or support your sells or buys. Just follow that and respect your rules. Okay. Let's quickly now analyze. Hopefully the noise is not that bad, guys, because I can hear them playing in the other room. So hopefully it's not that loud. You guys can still hear me. Okay. So with the gold, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna analyze quickly from the daily time frame. My chat is also loading slow. I don't know what's happening to me today. Okay. By now you probably know where we start. We start with the key levels. You understand? The key levels, equal lows, that were broken, but price also broke back inside. This was just to collect the liquidity that was below. By the third touch, people were expecting price to buy, so the market makers were like, okay, we're going down there to take the stop losses, and then price is back inside the you know it's back inside the level. um that's our support, and then this is our resistance right here. This is our resistance right here, right? And we can argue and say, okay, this is enough to be our third touch, right? It's enough to be our third touch. And on the daily, you can say we are bullish because this wave is still holding. As long as this is still holding and it's not broken. What am I doing? As long as this, it's our higher low. You understand? This is our higher low. So as long as this level is still holding, which also happens to be, a retest of the previous broken uh lower high, right? And this lower high right here was broken, retest of the higher low, and then um trend reversal happened. Now we are still bullish. In the 4 hour, I want to make this analysis as simple as possible. Okay. Have to zoom in. Obviously, if you connect the lows, you will see that the raising wedge is broken, or the support line is broken. Let me show you quickly. That's been broken. It's been, right? So let's just find another instrument we can use, or another like price action concept that we can apply to see or have like an idea of what we might be encountering right here. And we only can do that by looking to our left hand side of the chart to see what has been going on. This price level is quite significant because look at what happened after price touched this area. It's a support. Price shot up. What else? Let's zoom in. What else? There's also this. Right? We cannot avoid this flip zone right here. How far does it go? Are we reaching? Right. You see, we have a support. We have a flip zone. Price was support for a while. Well, it started as a resistance. But it got broke. This level got broken, and then around this area it was support. Got broken. A retest, which means it is a resistance now. Resisted for the second time. Does this mean this is the third uh, resistance or third touch, in a sense that we expect price to drop? you know, because it has dropped several times after the touches. But then take note of one thing, right? Please take note of one thing. How far does it drop each time it touches? You know, that's where now that's where you are able to assess the power or the strength of the sellers that are around this area, right? This touch dropped, you know, dropped price to come to this area right here. You know, that's the first touch as a resistance, right? This touch made this low. This one made this low. You know, the second touch made a higher low. The second touch made a higher low. What do you expect the third touch to do? What do you expect the third touch to do? Let's be honest. Comment down in the comment down below the comment section. What do you expect the third touch to do? Because this is first touch, second touch, third touch, right? So what do you expect the third touch to do? Let's go down to the hourly time frame. I actually caught I caught this buy. This, I know this is very hypocritical for me to even say this. I was gonna keep it a secret, but I cannot. You see this candle, this ugly ass candle right here. This candle. This one. It is the NFP candle, right? So what happened on Friday was that I'm not proud to say this because I told you guys that I don't trade news or anything. But what happened on Friday is that I traded the NFP move, right? Traded the NFP move in a sense that I took a risk, right? Because already by the time I had this line right here, right? So I could understand that this is the first touch, this is the second touch. And price at the time, it was, I'll show you a screenshot right here. You'll see, I'll show you the screenshot of my entry. Price was bullish all the way to this line. You know, it was respecting this line still. It was respecting this line still. So it made a clean touch here. I was like, you know what? Another one concept I've learned with NFP is that, you know, the momentum, right? You know, a few minutes before NFP, most of the time, I don't know the calculated stats on this, but most of the time, if the candle is bearish a minute or two before NFP is gonna make it bullish, you know, or take it to an opposite direction, you know. So price was still here a few minutes before NFP, took the buy, I set my stop loss, not stop loss, my take profit at this high right here. I'll show you the screenshot. I traded this on a FTMO account, on my trial account. I'll also like do a segment on that. Just check out for my content. Just please subscribe so that you don't miss out, because I'm trying to do a series. I know I've been preaching this if you've been watching. A series where I wanna, before I buy a funded challenge, I wanna pass at least 2 trial accounts, you know, trial demo on FTMO, because they offer that for free. You just, you know, get it. I did it a 10K account, 10K USD, you know, the same objectives as a real funded account, but then this one is demo. So I want to do that with you guys, show you the results, you know, document it. I'm probably gonna drop a video on that later today, just to show you that, okay, you can, let's prepare. Actually, if you also wanna, you know, if you also wanna get a funded challenge, prepare with me. I'm gonna be documenting everything right on this channel, so you don't want to miss out on that. Just tap in. So I took the buy here. I put my stop loss below the low of this one bearish candle right here. That's why I put my stop loss. It was one entry, by the way. And then yeah, my TP was hit, you know, it hit and then it came back, because as you can see, price rejected heavily after that, you know. So but then price was going to be bullish anyways, because I guess price was just like respecting the trend line, right? But then yeah, I got out as soon as my TP was hit right here, so yeah, that is that. So right now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't see price dropping from here. I know I say let's not predict, but according to my assessment and pure price action, the lows keep going higher. The lows keep going higher, and for the first time, not the first time, but look at how violated, or look at how violated this area was, by the buyers, you know, right after NFP, right? So I'm thinking, let's have this right here because this looks like equal lows. This looks like equal lows, right? Um, you might argue and say this is the same as GBP USD, right? There's some familiarity, obviously, because it's opposite to the dollar. But you might have this pattern in mind and look at it and say, okay, price is probably gonna drop from here. Just be careful if you want to enter that trade, right? Because I am in no place or position to tell you that you are wrong if you want to enter the trade. What if you're right? What if I'm wrong? So just react. If you know if your trading plan and trading rules allows you to enter the trade, right? Enter the trade. Let me make this um like this. But it wouldn't make sense if my analysis of the dollar makes sense to you, right? It wouldn't make sense for you to enter sells. I'm just saying. And you could really have this as a second touch, and the second or the coming touch, we have it as a third touch before we go to the upside. And also we cannot ignore this area I just drew here. This was a support broken, retest, resistance, but then the drop wasn't that significant. The drop was not that significant. It actually came here, which was also another mini flip zone, support, broken, resistance, a young retest, another retest, so it's up to you. It's up to you. But like, this area has also been respected. It got retested. I think broken, retest, support, broken again, broken again, broken again, broken again by NFP. But this looks like a clean support, right? But let's not jump the gun. Let's at least let it retest for the second time. It might be a fake out, even, for those who think it's gonna sell, a young fake out, and then maybe we push to the upside. And the target for that move, I would have it as at this arrow right here, this equal low, because obviously there's also sellers over there who have their stop losses above this area, right? So I'm gonna be targeting the arrow, I'm gonna be targeting the arrow. So yeah, be careful, guys. Like, just take a trade that makes sense to you, and even if you connect the highs, right, like this right here, this is what we have. Right? So be careful with the trades that you take, and the most ultimate thing is to respect your rules. Your trading rules are everything, So I do all these analysis to show you, as I said in the previous video, that the area where you think, okay, this is definitely a sell, someone is saying a definite buy. That's why risk management is so important, right? So make sure that you manage your risk and you follow your rules. This could be a good, let me. This could be a good buy right here after all the manipulation right here. This could be a good buy until here, because if we wait for the manipulation to be over, I know we're gonna have a low risk entry, aka sniper. So just wait for the bullshit. Excuse the language. Wait for the bullshit at 3:30, 4:30. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but we might have ourselves, a good buy right here. Because at the end of the day, this area is being respected this time. It was a disrespected, 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 but this time, do you understand? So yeah, and there's probably people who actually bought right here as soon as this line, because there's trend line traders who really trade breakouts. People entered buys as soon as price broke out. So now the price action that's about to happen is about to sweep up their their stop losses. The people who bought, they probably have their stop losses at these lows, right? So there's actually liquidity here. If you ask me, there's a lot of liquidity below these lows right here. I feel, yeah, there's liquidity here, you know. So the liquidity that's here is the stop losses of the buyers who entered as soon as this line was broken, and the sells, of the people who think this is dropping because they have a pattern, right? And it's gonna also, when it comes back up, it goes up, it's gonna be taking the stop losses of the sellers, right? So that's enough liquidity to go to the upside. That's enough liquidity to go to the upside, according to me. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was valuable to you guys, and I just also hope that you subscribe. I hope that you like the video, and also like comment down below what you think of the analysis. If you see something different, I'm also going to create an IG, an IG account for this YouTube, so that you can be up to date. I'm going to be posting my setups there. I'm going to be posting my results there as well. So let's tap in. Let's just tap in, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Also, excuse me, sorry, I apologize sincerely for the inconvenience of the noise and the disturbance from my little sisters. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm babysitting today, so yeah, sorry for that. And yeah, have a good week.